So, imagine you are walking into a room.
Okay, a big room.
Yeah, a really big room. And there are many people inside.
Right?
You can hear them laughing. You can see them smiling. They are, drinking coffee and talking.
And they are speaking English.
Exactly. They're speaking English. And suddenly your heart starts to beat very fast.
Oh, I know that feeling.
Yeah, you feel nervous. Your hands feel a little cold. You really want to talk to them, but, well, you were just starting to learn the language.
It is intimidating.
It is. And then a friendly person walks up to you. They look at you and they smile. They open their mouth to speak. What do you do?
That is the big question.
Right. What do you say? How do you even start?
That is a very scary feeling for many people. But it does not have to be scary. It can actually be a really exciting moment.
Exactly. And that is why we are here today. So, hello, everyone, and welcome to our show.
Welcome, everyone.
Before we go any further, I need to share a very important message with you, the listener. This deep dive is a podcast broadcasted on the Talk Ladder channel.
Yes, the Talk Ladder channel.
And it is a very special broadcast. We created this specifically for you.
Just for you.
Right. We made it for people who are just starting to learn English.
Yeah.
If you are at the A1 or A2 level, you are in the perfect place today.
The absolute perfect place.
We are doing this to help you practice your English listening. We want to help you understand spoken English in a real conversation.
That is exactly right. So welcome to Talk Ladder. We are just so happy you are listening to us today.
Yes, we are.
And because this is for practice, we will speak slowly.
Very slowly.
Right. We will speak very clearly. We will use simple words and simple sentences.
Because we want you to feel comfortable.
Exactly. We want you to understand every single idea we talk about today.
So, our mission today is very clear. We are going to master the absolute basics of English conversation.
The very basics.
We're going to learn how to meet people. We call this mutual introductions.
Right. Mutual. That just means two people doing something together.
Yeah, two people talking. And we are also going to learn how to talk about simple daily topics.
The everyday stuff.
Right. If you can learn these simple phrases, you can talk to anyone in any country at any time.
It is so true. And to help us today, we have a wonderful stack of sources.
We do. We are not just guessing here.
No, definitely not. We have studied beginner English phrase books. We have looked at A1 and A2 vocabulary lists.
And role play guides, too.
Yes, guides for conversational role play. A role play is, well, it is when we act like different people to practice talking.
Like acting in a movie.
Exactly like that. And what's fascinating here is a very simple truth. Learning just a few core phrases is all it takes to open the door.
Open the door to what?
Well, these phrases open the door to thousands of new conversations.
Wow. Thousands. I really love that idea. You do not need to know a million words to make a friend.
You really do not.
You do not need to read a giant dictionary.
No, you do not. You just need the right building blocks.
Building blocks, like for a house.
Yeah, think about a house. A big house is made of many, many small bricks.
Right.
English is the exact same way. The phrases we learn today are your small bricks. If you put them together the right way, you can build a strong conversation.
Okay, let's unpack this. We have our bricks. We have our mission.
We are ready.
We are at the party. And that person is walking toward us.
Hmm?
The very first step of any conversation in the whole world is saying hello.
Saying hello is the key. It unlocks everything else.
Right.
In English, we actually have a few different ways to say hello. You do not use the same word for every single person.
Wait, you don't?
No. The word you choose changes depending on who you are talking to.
Oh, I see.
Our source today, a book called 40 Basic English Phrases for Beginners, gives us 3 main words to start.
Just 3 words.
Yes. They are hello, hi, and hey.
Okay, let's look at the first one. Hello. Let's spell it out for the listeners.
Good idea.
It is H-E-L-L-O. Hello. This is a very powerful word, isn't it?
It is. Our sources tell us that hello is the most formal word.
Formal. That means it is very polite.
Yes, very polite. It is proper. You use this word when you want to show a lot of respect to the other person.
Ah, respect is very important.
It is. Think about who needs respect. If you are meeting your new teacher at a school, you use hello.
Right.
If you go to a hospital and meet a doctor, you use hello. If you meet someone who is much older than you, it is a very good idea to use hello.
So if I meet the president of a company, I definitely say hello.
Exactly. You would say, hello, Mr. President, or hello, Mrs. Warren.
And my voice should be calm.
Yes. Your voice should be calm and clear.
Now, what about the second word? The second word is hi.
Yes, hi.
Let's spell it H-I-K-I. Hi. This word feels a bit different. It is shorter.
It is shorter. And hi is less formal.
Less formal than hello.
Right. It is still very polite, but it is more relaxed. It feels softer.
So who do I use it with?
You use hi with people you already know, or you use it with people who are the same age as you.
For example, people at my job.
Yes. If you work in an office and you see your coworker, you do not need to say a very serious hello every morning.
That'd be a bit strange.
It would. You can just say hi. You might say, hi, Sharon, or hi, David.
It sounds friendly.
It is friendly. It makes the other person feel comfortable.
And then we have the third word. The third word is hey.
Oh, yes. Hey.
Let's spell it H-E-E-Y. Hey. This one is very interesting to me.
Hey is completely informal.
Completely informal.
Yes, informal means it is not for serious situations at all. You only use hey with your very good friends.
Like my family.
Exactly. You use it with your brothers, your sisters, or your close family.
So if I walk into my house and I see my best friend, I say, hey.
Yes, and usually with a big smile on your face.
Right, big smile. Hey. But, this raises an important question for a beginner.
What is that?
Why does this matter? Why do we need 3 different words for the exact same thing?
That is a fair question.
I mean, if they all mean the same thing, why is English so complicated?
Well, it is about tone.
Tone. Tone is the feeling of the conversation. Choosing between, hello, Mrs. Warren, and hey, Sharon, changes the entire feeling of the interaction.
How does it change it?
It shows the other person that you understand your relationship with them. It shows social intelligence.
Oh, I think I understand. If I say hey to a police officer on the street,
Oh, no.
that might be a big problem.
Yes, it might sound rude. The police officer does not know you. They are in a serious job.
Yeah.
Hey is just too relaxed for that.
Right.
On the other hand, imagine you are meeting your best friend at a coffee shop.
Okay, my best friend.
You have known them for 10 years. If you walk up to them with a serious face and say, hello, Mr. Smith, that would be very strange.
My friend would think I'm angry with him. He would think something is wrong.
Exactly. Hello is too cold for a best friend. And hey is too warm for a police officer. You have to match the word to the person.
Okay, I hear you. But I have a very practical question.
Sure.
A question for a real beginner. Imagine I am very nervous. My heart is beating fast. I forget all the rules. That happens often.
I forget formal and informal. Is hello always a safe bet? Can I just use hello for everyone?
That is a wonderful question. And yes, hello is always safe.
Really? Always?
Always. It is the golden word. If you are ever confused, if you're ever worried, just smile and say hello.
That is good to know.
No one will ever be angry with you if you are too polite. It's always better to be too polite than to be rude.
That makes me feel much better. It takes the pressure off.
Good.
Now, besides hello, hi, and hey, our sources teach us another way to greet people.
Yes, they do.
We can greet people using the time of day. This is very common in English.
Right. We have 3 main phrases for the time of day. First, let's talk about the morning.
The morning.
The morning is from the time you wake up until 12:00 p.m. 12:00 p.m. is noon.
Okay.
During this time, we say, good morning.
Let's practice that. Good morning.
It is a beautiful phrase. It wishes the person a good start to their day.
And what happens after 12 p.m.?
From noon until the sun starts to go down, we say, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. This one's a little longer. Afternoon. The time afternoon.
Yes, exactly. And finally, when the sun goes down, when the sky gets dark, it is evening.
So we say
good evening.
good evening. Now, I have noticed something. When people go to sleep, they say good night.
Yes, they do.
But can I say good night to say hello to someone? Like if it is dark outside?
Yeah, no, you cannot. That is a very common mistake for beginners.
Oh, really?
Yes. Good night is only used to say goodbye. It means you are leaving or you are going to sleep.
I see.
If you meet someone at a restaurant at 8 p.m., you say good evening. You never say good night when you first arrive.
That is a great tip. So good evening means hello in the dark. Good night means goodbye in the dark.
Exactly. That is a perfect way to remember it.
And are these time of day greetings formal?
Yes, they are generally formal. They're very polite.
Okay. Let's practice everything we just learned. Let's do a role play for our listeners.
I would love to.
I want you to hear how the tone of voice changes. Let's act out a formal greeting first.
Okay, imagine I am a university professor. I am standing in a classroom.
And I am a new student.
Right, you are a new student.
Okay. I'm a nervous student. I walk into the room. I see the professor. I need to be polite. Good morning, professor.
Good morning. Please come in.
Thank you. Hello, I am new here.
Let's pause there. Did you hear the tone?
It was calm.
It was calm, it was slow, it was respectful. We used good morning and hello. That is a perfect formal greeting.
I felt very serious.
You sounded very serious.
Now let's do an informal greeting. Let's completely change the feeling.
Okay, what is the situation?
Imagine we are neighbors. We live in houses next to each other. It is Saturday. The sun is shining. I'm walking my dog in the park.
And I am sitting on a bench.
Yes.
I am ready. I see you walking toward me. Hey, nice dog.
Hi. Thanks. Beautiful day, right?
Yeah, it's great. Nice to see you.
And stop the role play. Did you hear the difference?
It was much faster.
Much faster. The voices were higher and louder. We used hey and hi. We smiled with our words.
We did. Both conversations used perfect English, but they were used in completely different situations.
That was an excellent demonstration. So now we have successfully opened the door. We have said hello.
The silence is broken.
Right. But we cannot just say hello and stand there in silence.
No, that would be very awkward.
What comes next?
Well, this is a natural progression. Once we have greeted someone, we need to know who they are.
And they need to know who we are.
Exactly. We need to exchange names and details. This is the introduction phase of the conversation.
Introducing yourself.
Yes. Introducing yourself is very simple, but it is deeply important. There are two main phrases you can use to tell someone your name.
Okay, let's look at the first one.
The first one is very clear. You say, my name is...
My name is, let's practice. My name is Sarah, or my name is David.
This phrase is perfect for any situation. It is polite and complete.
What is the second phrase?
The second phrase is even shorter. It uses only two words to start. I am.
I am. For example, I am Sarah, or I am David.
So if you meet a stranger, you could say, hello, my name is Sarah. Or you could say, hello, I am Sarah.
Do they mean the same thing?
Yes, both of them mean the exact same thing.
Are there any rules for using my last name? You know my family name.
Yes, there are. In formal situations, like a job interview or meeting a doctor, it is a good idea to give your first name and your last name.
Like, hello, my name is Jack Frost.
Exactly. But in informal situations, like a party or meeting a neighbor, just your first name is fine. Hi, I am Jack.
Simple enough.
Yeah.
So we have given our name. Now, how do we ask the other person for their name?
You ask a simple question, what is your name?
What is your name?
Or native speakers often push the words together to make it faster. They say, what's your name?
What's your name? I like to think of this basic introduction as a social handshake.
A social handshake. What do you mean by that?
Well, a physical handshake is when you reach out, hold someone's hand, and move it up and down to say hello. It is a physical routine. Everyone knows how to do it. A basic introduction is a handshake made of words.
Oh, I see.
It is a predictable, comfortable pattern. Predictable means you know exactly what is going to happen next.
Person A says their name. Person B says their name.
Exactly. It is a pattern of building blocks.
That is a brilliant way to look at it. Why do we need this pattern?
We need it because it helps both people relax. When you meet a stranger, your brain is a little stressed.
Yes, it is.
But when you hear the familiar pattern, hello, my name is, your brain says, ah, I know this game. I know the rules.
It makes you feel safe.
It makes you feel safe. It makes the other person feel safe. You just follow the steps of the dance.
I love that. And if we connect this to the bigger picture of learning English, that short phrase, I am, is incredibly useful.
I am.
Yes. It is one of the most powerful tools for a beginner. It is not just for names.
Wait, really? What else can we use it for?
You use I am to talk about your age. You say, I am 22 years old,
True.
or I am 30 years old.
Here is where it gets really interesting for language learners. I want to highlight an aha moment.
Oh, an aha moment.
In many other languages like Spanish or French or Turkish, people use the verb to have for their age.
Right.
They translate it as, I have 20 years. But in English, we do not say I have 20 years. We use I am. Why is that?
That is a very deep and fascinating difference. In English, age is not considered an object.
It is not a thing.
No. It is not something you carry in your pocket. You do not possess your years. In English, age is a state of being.
A state of being.
Yes. It is who you are in this exact moment. You exist as a 20-year-old person. That is why we say, I am 20 years old.
That makes perfect sense. It is a state of being. I am.
Correct. And because it is a state of being, you can use I am for other states, like your job.
Oh, I see.
I am a teacher. I'm a student. I'm a doctor. You do not have a teacher. You are a teacher.
Wow. And what about feelings?
Exactly the same. Feelings are states of being. I am happy, I am tired, I am shy, I am hungry.
So with just two small words, I am, a beginner can explain their name, their age, their job, and their feelings.
It is the ultimate building block.
It really is. Okay, let's go back to our social handshake.
Right.
Person A says, I am David. Person B says, I am Sarah. We need a polite follow-up. What do we say next?
When someone tells you their name, it is a rule of English politeness to show happiness.
Show happiness.
Yes, you should look at them, smile, and say, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. It is very common, very friendly, and very easy to say.
It is. Now, if you are in a very formal situation, like meeting the president of a company,
Yes.
you can change one word to sound extra formal. You can say, pleased to meet you.
Pleased to meet you.
Pleased is just a formal word for happy.
Pleased to meet you. Okay, the social handshake is almost complete. But there is one more detail people love to share when they meet.
What is that?
They love to talk about where they come from, their country or their city.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
And again, we use our magic phrase. We use I am.
I am.
To tell someone your origin, you say, I'm from.
I am from, let's practice.
Ah,
I am from the United States. I am from China. I am from London.
it is very simple. I am from plus the name of your place.
But here is a very important challenge for A1 learners. We have to be honest here.
Let's be honest.
English names can be very hard to understand.
They can be.
Sometimes they're hard to pronounce.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they are hard to spell. English has names from all over the world.
That is very true.
This happens to me all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Someone tells me their name and my brain just hears a sound I do not recognize.
And you panic.
I panic. I do not know how to write it. I do not know how to say
Do
it.
not panic. There is a tool for this.
What is the tool?
If you do not understand a name, or if you need to write it down, you must ask a very helpful question. You ask, how do you spell your name?
How do you spell your name? Spelling means saying the letters of the word out loud, one by one.
Exactly. Let's do a role play to show how important this is. Imagine we're at a business conference. We wear name tags, but my name tag is turned around. You want to add me to your phone contacts.
Okay, I approach you. Hello. I don't think we have met before. I am the host.
Hi, nice to meet you. I am the expert.
Nice to meet you, too. I want to put your name in my phone. How do you spell your name?
It is E-X-P-E-R-T, expert.
E-X-P-E-R-T. Thank you. That is so helpful.
And out of the role play, this is why practicing your English alphabet is the most important homework you can do.
The alphabet is crucial.
You must know the sounds of the letters A, B, C, D, all the way to Z. If you know the alphabet, you can spell your name for others.
And you can understand when they spell their name for you.
It is a survival skill.
So we have introduced ourselves.
Yeah.
We know each other's names. We know how to spell them. We know where we are from.
The social handshake is finished.
What is the next logical step in our relationship?
We move past the introduction. We are no longer complete strangers. Now we enter the check-in phase of the conversation.
The check-in phase.
We start to build small talk.
Small talk. That is a funny phrase. It means talking about small things, not life and death, just daily life.
Yes. The check-in is where we ask about someone's well-being. We ask how they feel today.
And the most common phrase in the world for this check-in is a question of 3 words.
How are you?
How are you? You'll hear this everywhere, every single day.
Are there informal ways to ask this? Like with friends?
Yes. With friends, you might ask, how's it going?
How's it going?
Or even more casual, what's up?
What's up?
What's up means what is happening in your life right now.
What's up?
Right.
Is very casual. It is like the hey
Mhm.
of asking questions. Now, how do we answer these check-in questions?
The standard polite answer is, I am fine, thank you. Or, I am doing well.
Okay.
And then you must be polite and ask them the same question back. You add, and you, or how about you?
So the pattern is, how are you? I am fine, thank you. And you? I am doing well, thanks.
That is the pattern. But here is where we must talk about a major cultural note from our sources.
Oh, a cultural note. This is something every English learner must know, especially if they are talking to Americans.
Let's talk about it, because this confused me for a long time.
In the United States and in many English-speaking countries, when someone asks, how are you? They do not actually want a long medical answer.
They don't.
No, they do not want to hear a sad story.
Wait, this is where I want to push back.
No, okay, push back.
If I feel terrible,
Yeah.
you know, my head hurts, my dog is sick, I lost my keys, and someone asks, how are you? And I say, I am fine. Isn't that just lying?
I know it feels like lying.
Why do Americans ask a question if they do not want the real answer?
I completely understand why it feels like lying. But you have to change how you translate the phrase in your mind.
How so?
In American culture, how are you is not an interview about your health. It is a polite reflex.
A reject.
It is basically a long way of saying hello. It is a social ritual. By saying, I am fine, you are not lying about your health. You are saying, I acknowledge you, I respect you, and our social interaction is positive.
Ah. So it is just a polite noise we make to keep the social machine running smoothly.
Exactly. It keeps the interaction light and positive.
Right.
If a cashier at a grocery store says, Hi, how are you? You just say, I'm good, how are you?
You do not tell them about your bad day.
No. You do not say, well, my back hurts and I am worried about money and I slept badly. If you say that, the cashier will be very confused and uncomfortable.
Keep it simple. Keep it positive. I'm good, thank you. And you?
Exactly.
Okay, I will follow the cultural rule. But here is a real problem for beginners.
What is the problem?
What if the person answers my check-in and they speak English very, very fast?
Yes.
What if they use words I do not know? What if my brain just freezes?
This is a beautiful question because it happens to everyone. It is perfectly normal for beginners.
It is.
Yes. Your brain is translating and sometimes it needs a moment. You must not feel embarrassed. You must not feel ashamed.
But I feel stupid when I don't understand. I just want to run away.
You do not need to run away. Our phrase books give us something incredible. They give us critical survival phrases. I call these life jackets.
Life jackets. A life jacket is the orange thing you wear in the water so you do not drown.
Yes. When you are swimming in an ocean of new language, you might feel like you are drowning in fast words. These survival phrases keep your head above the water. They save you.
Let's look at survival phrase number 1. I don't understand.
I don't understand. This is a powerful, brave sentence. It tells the other person that they need to change how they are speaking.
It is not a failure to say this.
No, it is not a failure. It is a request for help.
Okay. Survival phrase number 2. Can you repeat?
Can you repeat? This means, please say those words again.
And if they say it again, and it is still too fast?
You can add to it. You can say, can you speak slowly, please? Native speakers often forget how fast they talk.
They really do.
If you ask them to slow down, 99% of people will smile and slow down for you.
And survival phrase number 3. This one is for when you want to say something, but your vocabulary list is missing a word.
This is a brilliant phrase. How do you say blank in English?
How do you say blank in English?
For example, imagine you are holding an apple, but you forgot the word apple. You can hold it up, point to it, and ask your friend, how do you say this in English?
How do you say this in English?
And they will say, that is an apple.
And you just learned a new word. You used English to learn more English.
Exactly. These survival phrases, I don't understand, can you repeat, and how do you say, show that you are an active learner. People respect learners who ask questions.
They absolutely do.
So, we have said hello, we have shared our names, we have done the cultural how are you check-in, and we have our life jackets ready.
We are doing great.
Now the conversation starts to move forward. We want to find out more about this person.
We naturally steer the conversation toward talking about our daily lives. This is where real human connection happens.
You cannot build a friendship just by saying hello. No, you must share information.
This brings us to daily topics: work, studies, and hobbies. We use our A1 and A2 vocabulary to paint a picture of our everyday life. Let's start with the most common adult topic: work.
Yeah, in many cultures, the first thing people ask to understand who you are is your job.
Right.
To ask someone about their job, you ask a simple question. What do you do?
What do you do? That is a funny question. It sounds incomplete. What do I do? When? What do I do? Where?
This is short for a much longer phrase. The old phrase was, what do you do for a living?
Oh, meaning, what activity do you do to earn money to live?
Exactly. But over time, native speakers became lazy. They shortened it. Now, everyone just says, what do you do?
And to answer this question, we go back to our ultimate building block from the beginning of the show. We use I am a.
Yes, I am a teacher. I am an engineer. I am a driver.
For, you can use another phrase, I work as a.
I work as a teacher. Or you can add the place. I work as a teacher at a local school. I work as a nurse at the hospital.
Yeah. Work is a good topic. It is safe. But honestly, work can sometimes be boring.
Very true.
If you really want to make a friend, hobbies are much better.
Hobbies. A hobby is something you do for fun in your free time, when you are not working.
Asking about hobbies is the easiest way to find common ground with a new English-speaking person.
Common ground.
That means a shared interest, something we both like. If I like football and you like football, we have common ground. We can talk for hours.
Precisely. To find this common ground, how do you ask the question?
You can ask, what is your favorite hobby? Or you can ask, what do you do in your free time?
Our phrasebooks point out something very encouraging here. You do not need big, complicated, expensive words to talk about hobbies.
You don't.
No, you do not need a university degree in English. You just need simple A1 action words. We call these verbs.
Simple verbs like play, read, listen, and watch.
Exactly. Let's look at how powerful these 4 small words are. With play, you can talk about sports or games. I play football. I play chess. I play video games.
With read, you can talk about literature. I read books. I read the newspaper.
With listen, you can talk about audio. I listen to music. I listen to podcasts on TalkLadder.
Notice that we always say listen to. That is a small rule to remember.
Good catch. And with watch, you can talk about screens. I watch movies. I watch television. With just these 4 verbs, you can explain almost any interest.
The sources also highlight a beautiful, longer phrase you can use. I enjoy spending time with my friends and family.
I enjoy spending time with my family. That is a very warm sentence. It shows you have a good heart.
You might also want to ask the other person a specific question to start a story. You can ask, have you seen any good movies lately?
Lately means recently, in the past few weeks. This invites the other person to share an opinion.
Let's do a mock conversation to put all this together. A mock conversation is a practice conversation.
Let's do it.
Imagine we have met at a comfortable cafe. We have already said hello and shared our names. We are drinking coffee. We are relaxed. Let's practice talking about work and our plans for the weekend.
Okay, I will start. We are sitting down. So tell me, what do you do?
I work as a host for an audio show. I read scripts and talk into a microphone. What do you do?
I am a teacher. I teach mathematics to high school students.
That sounds like a very difficult but wonderful job. Do you have any plans for the weekend?
Yes, I am quite tired from teaching. I plan to read a new book, and I want to watch a movie at home. Do you have any plans?
I enjoy spending time with my family. My children are not in school on Saturday. We will play games in the park.
That sounds very fun. I hope you enjoy your weekend.
Stop the role play. Listeners, did you notice how simple those sentences were? I did not use complex grammar. I used basic words. I work. I teach. I plan to read.
And that is the secret. Simple sentences are strong sentences.
Strong sentences.
Many language learners think they need to speak in long, difficult paragraphs to sound smart. That is false. Clear, short sentences make you sound confident. You do not need to make it complicated.
I feel very confident using those verbs. Now, speaking of our cafe role play, we were pretending to drink coffee. Eating and drinking are things every human being does every day.
They are.
This brings us to navigating other common daily scenarios.
Yes, outside of our jobs and hobbies, we have daily needs. We need to eat, we need to buy things, and we all walk outside under the sky.
Let's start by looking at the sky. Let's talk about the weather.
The weather is the ultimate safe topic in English. Especially in countries like the United Kingdom, people absolutely love to talk about the weather.
I think of weather talk as a universal icebreaker. An icebreaker is a conversation that breaks the ice. It warms people up. It removes the awkward silence.
Right.
Why is the weather such a good icebreaker?
Because it is a shared experience, it does not matter if you are rich or poor, old or young, a beginner or an expert. If it is raining, everyone gets wet.
Everyone gets wet.
It is something we all experience together in that exact moment. It is a completely safe topic. It is not political. It is not personal. You can always point at the sky and ask, how's the weather today?
How's the weather today? And you can answer very simply. You don't need to be a meteorologist. You can just say, it's quite nice.
Or, it is very cold.
Or, it is raining.
Yeah.
It gives you a quick 10-second moment of human connection.
A smile, a comment on the rain, and you have made a connection. Now, let's move indoors. Let's talk about food.
We need to eat.
If you go to a restaurant or a cafe, how do you ask for food?
This is a critical skill. A very polite and common way to order is using the phrase, I'd like to order, or without the contraction, I would like to order.
For example, I would like to order the chicken sandwich, please. Or, I would like a cup of coffee, please.
Here is a big question. Why do we say, I would like? Why can't I just say, I want the chicken sandwich? Want is an easier word.
Want is easier, but it has a different psychological feeling. I want is a demand. It sounds like a child speaking to a parent.
Like, I want toy, I want candy.
Yes. If you tell a waiter, I want the chicken, it sounds a little bit aggressive. It sounds like an order from a king.
Ah, I see.
I would like is much softer. It is a polite request. It means it would make me happy if I could have this. It shows respect to the person serving you.
That is a great explanation.
Hmm.
I would like is soft and polite. Now, what if you look at the menu and you do not understand the food? What if you do not know what to eat?
You can ask the waiter for help. You ask, what do you recommend from the menu?
What do you recommend? Recommend means to suggest something good. You are asking the waiter, what is the best food here?
Waiters love this question because it shows you trust them.
And when you eat the food, if it is good, you can smile and tell them, this meal is delicious. Delicious is a fantastic A2 word. It means very, very tasty.
Delicious. Now, whether you are in a restaurant ordering delicious food or in a supermarket buying shoes, you need to know the magic words of the English language.
The magic words, they truly act like magic. These words are please and thank you.
Please and thank you. We teach these to children, but adults forget them sometimes.
They really do.
In English-speaking cultures, you cannot use these words too much. Adding please to a request and thank you or thanks when you receive something instantly changes how people see you.
It makes you sound polite.
It makes you sound incredibly polite, gentle, and kind, even if your English vocabulary is very small.
Let's give an example. Let's say you are shopping in a big store. You are lost. You need to find the bathroom. You
Yes.
see a store worker. You need to get their attention.
You cannot just shout, "Hey, you!" or snap your finger.
No, never snap your fingers. That is very rude. Use a magic phrase. You walk up to them gently and say, excuse me.
Excuse me. This is a fascinating phrase if we really look at it. Why do we say excuse me?
I don't know why.
This is a great aha moment for understanding English culture. English culture values personal space and personal time very highly.
Right.
When you ask a stranger a question, you are entering their space and stopping their time. You are interrupting them. By saying, excuse me, you are asking them to forgive you for the interruption. You are saying, please excuse my presence in your space.
Wow. That is so polite. It is a sign of deep respect. Excuse me. I am sorry to interrupt your thought.
And then once they look at you, you ask your question. Excuse me, where is the restroom?
Or, excuse me, can you help me?
Our sources also mention something called softening a request.
What does it mean to soften a request?
To soften something means to make it less hard, less sharp, to make it gentle. Instead of saying a direct command like help me or give me water, you use words like could you please or may I.
Could you please help me? May I have some water?
Yes, could you and may I are soft. They give the other person the option to say no, which is the ultimate form of politeness. Of course they will say yes, but giving them the choice is why it sounds so polite.
Let's run through a quick scenario. Let's combine food, shopping, and the magic words. I am going to buy some takeout lunch at a cafe counter. Then I will ask a worker for directions.
Okay, I will play the worker.
I will speak with clear, slow, A1 level pronunciation. I want the listeners to hear the rhythm of politeness.
I'm standing behind the counter. Welcome to the cafe. What would you like today?
Hello. I would like to order the chicken sandwich, please.
Excellent choice. That will be $5. Here is your food.
Thank you. The food looks delicious. Excuse me, can you help me with one more thing?
Of course. What do you need?
Could you please tell me where the restroom is?
Certainly. It is down the hall on your left.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
You too.
Stop roleplay. Listeners, do you see how smooth that interaction was? It felt like a gentle dance.
It did. With just the phrases, I would like, please, thank you, excuse me, and could you please, the entire situation was successful and friendly.
It feels very good to communicate clearly and politely. It builds your confidence.
It really does. But life moves on. We cannot stay in the cafe forever.
No, we cannot.
After a full day of meeting people, checking in, chatting about hobbies, and ordering food, well, it is eventually time to part ways. People have to go home. We must end the conversation.
And knowing how to smoothly end a conversation is just as important as knowing how to start one. If you end a conversation badly, the person will remember feeling awkward.
We have several phrases for the polite exit. The most standard classic English phrase is goodbye.
Yes, goodbye is formal, it is clear, and it's definitive. It means the interaction is completely over.
You can also use the shorter version, bye. Bye is slightly less formal, but still very common in all situations.
Then we have very friendly phrase, see you later.
See you later is a wonderful phrase. It is used for casual situations when you actually expect to see the person again. Maybe you work in the same office, so you will see them tomorrow. Maybe they are your neighbor. You say, see you later.
Even if I don't know the exact time I will see them, can I still say it?
Yes. Later could mean in 5 hours, or it could mean next week. It is just an optimistic way of saying goodbye. It implies our friendship continues.
I like that. Now, what about the phrase take care?
Take care is very warm. It means take care of yourself. It is a way to wish someone good health and safety until your next meeting. You often say it to someone who is traveling or someone you might not see for a few weeks.
But wait, here is a mechanical problem with ending conversations.
What is the problem?
I cannot just be talking to someone about my weekend and then suddenly shout goodbye and turn around and run away. That is weird. That is shocking.
Yes, that would be very strange. The other person would think you are angry or crazy. You cannot just drop the word goodbye like a bomb. You need a polite closer.
A polite closer. What is that?
You need to give a small verbal signal before you say goodbye. You need to warn the person that the conversation is ending. This gives them time to emotionally prepare to say goodbye too.
In our source materials, there's a fantastic phrase for this signal. It is, well, I should get going now.
Well, I should get going now. This phrase is magical. Getting going means starting to leave. When you say this, you are telling the other person, I have enjoyed this, but my time is up. We are wrapping up naturally.
It takes the pressure off. And you can add a kind comment to it. You can say, it was nice talking to you. This proves that you are not leaving because you are angry. You are leaving because you have to. But you enjoyed the chat.
Let's put the whole exit together into one smooth package. You say, well, I should get going now. It was nice talking to you. Have a good day.
And the other person will say, thank you, you too. See you later. And then you smile, wave, and walk away. It is beautiful. It is easy.
It really is an easy dance. And it relies entirely on the simple building blocks we discussed today.
So let's review our journey today. We have traveled very far together. We started in that scary, crowded room, and we learned how to approach someone with a simple, respectful hello or a relaxed hi. We learned about using the time of day with good morning.
We learned the social handshake. We learned to state our names with my name is and the powerful I am. We learned that age is a state of being. We learned to protect ourselves from confusion by asking, how do you spell your name?
We moved into checking in. We learned that the American "how are you" is not a medical question. It is a polite social reflex. We armed ourselves with survival life jackets like I don't understand it. Could you repeat that?
We learned how to find common ground by asking, what do you do? And using simple verbs play, read, listen, watch to share our hobbies. We learned that simple sentences are strong sentences.
We used the weather as a universal icebreaker. We learned the soft politeness of ordering food with I would like instead of I want. We explored the magic words please and thank you and why, shows respect for someone's space.
And finally, we learned how to signal the natural end of a conversation with I should get going now and warmly leave with see you later or take care.
I want to remind you, our listener, of something very important. Do not feel bad because you are learning A1 phrases. These simple phrases are the foundation of all English fluency. Even the most advanced university-educated English speakers use these exact same phrases every single day. Presidents use them, scientists use them. You are speaking real English.
That is the truth. The basics are the most important part of any language. They are the roots of the tree. If the roots are strong, your English will grow tall and healthy.
So what does this all mean for you? As you continue to practice your listening and speaking on the Talk Louder channel, I want you to feel confident. You have the tools now. You are ready for that crowded room.
Before we go, I want to leave you with a final thought to ponder. A psychological idea to think about. When you speak a new language, you often adopt a new persona.
A persona, what does that mean?
A persona is a character. It is a slightly different version of yourself. Many language learners report that they feel like a different person when they speak their second language.
Oh, that is very interesting. Why does that happen?
Because you are free from your past. In your native language, you have habits. But in English, you are a blank slate. Think about how your voice changes when you practice these new English greetings. Do you stand up straighter? Does your body language change? Does your confidence change?
I think so. When I say hello, pleased to meet you, I feel like a polite international traveler.
Exactly. Does speaking English make you feel like a slightly different, perhaps more outgoing, braver version of yourself? Embrace that new persona. Do not fight it. Let this English version of you be confident. Let this English version of you speak boldly, make mistakes, use survival phrases, and smile.
That is a wonderful, inspiring thought. Learning English is not just about memorizing vocabulary words. It is about discovering a whole new part of yourself, a braver part. We want to thank you so much for joining us on this special Talk Ladder practice session. We are so proud of you for taking this step. Keep practicing, keep listening, and keep speaking.
It was an absolute pleasure to guide you through these basics today. You are doing a great job. Goodbye, and take care.
Well, we should get going now. It was incredibly nice talking to you. Have a great day.